Hey guys, what's up? Just want to do a quick follow-up video. A lot of comments and people saying things and questions about the anvil. So I just want to do a little video to kind of go over.
Anybody here? Is this the knife making school place? What's that thing?
Who let the Amish in here? What's up?
No, I come here to see about knife making school place.
Knife making school place.
I saw the bulletin board at the laundromat.
So guys, you know I've been talking about a special guest coming up. Doug, with the channel Off Grid with Doug and Stacey. Check them out, super great channel. I've been following for a long time, and he called me up, he's like, hey man, I want to make a knife, any chance we could get together? So he actually flew up from
Missouri.
Do locals call it Missouri?
They call it Missouri if you're local, Missouri if you don't know any better.
So if I call it Missouri, I should.
You're in. No, you're in.
Oh, I'm in. Okay.
That's the in crowd.
It's a cooler way. Anyways, Missouri. So
switch it up. Like Colbert, right?
So anyways, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a knife. And this is kind of like a pilot project, I guess. I've had a lot of people asking about me teaching to build a knife. And I know I make videos, but I want to see what it's like to actually do it in person and kind of give some guidance and seeing how that translates like right in front of me. A trial run to see if I'm actually any good at teaching in person. I'm going to try and teach Doug how to make a knife, and he's also going to give me a bunch of tips and information. We're going to go do a bunch of stuff with the Homestead. He's like a Homestead guru. So we're going to check all that stuff out, and it should be a good time. This will be fun. You excited?
Just so you guys know, I have like zero experience with any of this stuff. So what you guys are going to see is like a raw person learning from somebody who does it. So it'll really hopefully show you guys how good it would work.
I just hope he doesn't make better knives than I do in his first. Okay, so Doug and I have been talking, and we've settled on a basic kind of a bushcraft style handle. But Doug's hands, he's got large hands. I mean, I've got big hands, his are bigger.
You know what they say about guys with big hands?
What's that? They need big knives.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. We gotta take like a current design and kind of stretch out the handle a bit because his fingers are like getting a little squeezed in there.
And I'm gonna work that grinder like a boss.
Like a boss. See this right here? This is Doug's camera, Amish with like a camera.
Don't tell anybody.
No, don't tell the boss colony, the colony boss, whatever. He's gonna film this, and he's actually gonna do like a build video on his channel, so go check that out. It's gonna be really cool. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, one thing is totally awesome. Doug brought me some YouTube stickers. Thanks, Doug. That is the best.
I know people.
He knows people. Okay, so let's kind of... Okay, so this is something I didn't know existed. We have the same camera. We both shoot with like the 70D, and he's got this charger. He can do 2 batteries at once, and that's nuts. Who would ever have thought that I would learn like tech tips from an Amish dude?
Get together with people, and you never know what tips and tricks you'll pick up from each other. So it's always good to just keep socializing, keep getting your groove on, and always. My grandpa used to say you could always learn if you keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Old Safety Sally, gotta keep her happy. These ones are good ones. Those fit you all right.
Groovy like the movie.
Doug has cut out a template, cut it out in the bandsaw, and we've got like a little production studio now here. We've got like multi-cameras, multi-mics.
This is a pedal. All right, so
you're gonna want hearing protection too. Stand by. You know, I always ridicule Safety Sallies, but there are some things that, you know, if you cut your skin, it's gonna heal itself, it'll grow back. Lungs, eyes, and ears, watch out for those things like crazy. Yeah, and obviously, you know, if he's gonna be drilling, we're gonna really be careful of the beard there, because, yeah. Custom molded earplugs, best things ever. Doug has cut out his blade, did a fantastic job. That is a big handle. That is big. Turned out well though, huh?
Yeah, you know, instruction is a major key. You know, when you're working with somebody who's patient with you, the first time you've ever done anything, that's a huge thing. So hats off to you in that regard so far. But yeah, I think the knife thing's turning out good. And just seriously, so you guys know, I've never done anything like this before. I've built structures. You know, I'm not a great carpenter if you come check out our channel. But I'm finding this interesting, and it's something that I could carry on and maybe do some more knives later on. Even off grid, I see a lot of this stuff like you run with a generator, you know, just for each build stands on its own.
You be careful, you're gonna get obsessed. Anyways, it is lunchtime. We're gonna go grab some lunch and then get back at it. I just gotta get his YouTube going. We've got another YouTube up there, and all this for you guys, all this for you, the viewer. Doug grinding in his bevels there. It's on his second bevel, so it's coming along pretty good. I'm really actually very impressed. I wish my first knife looked this good, but we'll go check in and see how it's doing. Alright, so Doug has done his grind and started cranking it out freehand, which turned out really, really good. And so now we're just going to crank a little Spanish notch in there. And we'll start it out with a triangular file, and then once that's set, then we'll come to just a little round needle file here and do that. Get it all ready before we drill our holes and then heat treat. All right, 9 o'clock in the evening. We had some issues heat treating Doug's knife. For some reason, it wasn't getting hot enough. Like, we ended up putting it in the forge, getting it cranking hot, and that did it. So now we got hardened. And then we needed a better start. Today was late, like, I don't know, we didn't get out here till after 10 o'clock. And we were lollygagging a bit.
Yeah, we did a lot of talking and hanging out.
It's two YouTube creators talking about making YouTube videos, so it's actually pretty cool. I've never actually hung out with a YouTuber before.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see Doug's process. And
but I will tell you guys, that forge that he built, I mean, that thing really gets it hot. I've been watching him during the build process of that thing, and so hats off to you for a nice little DIY, you know, forge setup.
All right, so day number 2 of a knife build with Doug. Just gonna go pick him up at his hotel right now. It's like 8:50 in the morning, and then we'll come back and get this knife all finished up. Man, it's a nice day out there.
Part 2.
Part 2 of the one-day knife build.
Oh, yeah.
So it's looking pretty good. Got heat treat all done, and then we'll clean it up and put some scales on it.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think it looks really, really good. Boy, there's a lot of people gonna see this as a first knife and gonna be like, what?
I'm interested to see the final product, how it all pulls together. And then, you know, this is a piece that I'll remember and cherish and pass on to my kids.
You betcha. Okay, let's do it. All right, knife build is coming fairly well. And as you see, Doug is starting the hand sanding. So we've done all the profiling on the handle. And now he's just starting to put his final profile in there. We had these blocks of Queensland maple that we were using. They were probably like 3/4 of an inch thick. And so you kind of have to bring those down and grind them even and flat. And for a guy who's never ever used a belt grinder before, did a fantastic job, but definitely took a little longer because of that.
I think that if you know, if you're going to start off, you might as well hit the hard stuff first, right?
That's
so
right.
It was a good experience, so now I know that if I do it again, you know, if we use synthetic stocks or whatever, it'll be a little easier.
And the one thing I'm learning from doing this whole thing is that it is more exhausting to teach knife making than to actually make a knife. The reason is because I'm just standing there, like I'll kind of, you know, explain what to do, and then he'll do it, and I'm just kind of watching and checking. If there's a little correction here or there, I'll let him know. But I'm basically standing around doing nothing, and that to me is more exhausting than just hustling your butt. So 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like ready for bed almost. So that's good. It's a good dry run, so I know what it's like to actually teach somebody in real life to make a knife. Got all the hand profiling done, hand sanding done, and this Queensland maples, it's got a lot of like luminescence in it, so I'm really excited to see this thing with the Danish oil. Okay, this is it. Oh, wow. Snap! That is sick.
That's beautiful.
It doesn't look like much, does it? And then you put that on there, and then Shazam.
Shazam is right.
You could do. Okay, well, the end of day 2, and see it, Doug.
Pretty happy with it. It's going to be a great all-around knife for the Homestead. And every time I touch it, you know, it has a special meaning to me. First knife I ever made, and came all the way here to have you help me do it. So it's pretty neat stuff.
Yeah, it was
really good.
I mean, Doug's a pretty handy guy, right? Like he works with his hands, he does stuff, he builds stuff. So I was actually really amazed at how he literally did a freehand grind on that bevel. And that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, I'm just glad he didn't say like, hey, if you do a freehand bevel, it's going to be like, so he said do it, and I just started doing it.
Yeah. So we set the bevel with the jig just to get like maybe 50%, and then switched over to the freehand. And he actually, because you're having troubles getting nice straight lines, and I said, well, let's take the jig away and see if you can get the feel.
Better.
Yeah. So really nice looking blade. Queensland maple.
Really like that. It looks really neat.
I never thought this would be so exhausting. It's more work to watch somebody make a knife than it is to actually do it yourself. And that's also pretty warm out. It's like, I don't know, it's pretty toasty. But we're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna go get some supper and successful knife build. Excellent opportunity for me to kind of learn what it's like to teach, and I definitely feel different about teaching classes now, having gone through this, than I did before. And you got to make a knife, and then give me some homestead tips, and we got to hang out.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good times all around. So thanks for coming, Doug.
Yeah, thanks a lot, you guys, for hanging in there and watching the build with us. And keep watching Simple Little Life, and maybe come over and check out Off Grid with Doug and Stacey.
Yeah, Off Grid with Doug and Stacey. Him and his wife do an awesome job, and they're prolific. I mean, they're uploading pretty much every day. You guys are now,
We upload every day, and we always have good information. We do health, holistic living, growing our own food. But one thing I'm going to tell you guys right now, because I know you on the other side of the camera. I'm not Amish, all right? I just like to dress this way. It's a nice, simple way of dressing, and come check out our channel. We'll give you the whole story.
Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.